Your finished basement for the man cave of your dreams is within reach. You have a spot for that pool table, nice theater room setup. Don't forget the gym that be fully furnished. Your contractor swings that first hammer and boom, he finds that you got termites chewing through your house for years. And the dreams of your man cave turn to a termite nightmare. Well, the same can be said for type 2 diabetes. Millions are walking with unnoticed diabetes that's causing major damage to their bodies. CDC, many are walking with unnoticed diabetes. Do you know that 38 million people are living in the US with type 2 diabetes? Of that group, 20% don't even know it. Crazy, right? Shoot, it could be one of you. Okay, to make it more practical, 20% of 38 million, we're going to do some arithmetic here for your new school kids, that means math. That's about 7.6 million people. That's a gang of folks, fam. There's a good chance that you know somebody walking completely oblivious to having diseases just marinating in their bodies like vinegar in your collard greens on Thanksgiving. So we want to go ahead and just state this is why we're here. Optimum Wellness mission is to promote and inspire to drastically reduce the probability of living with chronic diseases. Our vision is to have a society where chronic diseases are essentially non-existent, which will end the suffering and punishment and agony that it produces. To do that, we must have a relentless pursuit to create leaders of all households worldwide that be setting the standard and living optimal wellness life. Now y'all know the drill and deal. Go ahead and subscribe and click the like button. Throw your comments out there so that Coach Cliff can check them out. Now, go to the website, it's in the description. If y'all seeking support to take back control of your health, holla at Coach Cliff for a free discovery meeting. Make sure y'all fill out that questionnaire so we can get down with the get down for the meeting. Now, let's go back to what we talking about. We talking about many people walking some more background. What is around with diabetes? Well, let's define diabetes. So first off, many people don't know there are 6 types of diabetes, but the infamous that we're talking about is type 2 diabetes. And I'm telling you, fam, it's a beast. Type 2 diabetes is essentially way too much glucose, aka sugar, that's running amok in the person's bloodstream. In an optimal wellness life body, glucose goes where it needs to go, which is in the cells, muscles, and liver. And it's not an issue. Now, on the other hand, those that are living with type 2 diabetes, those that do know and don't know, glucose or sugar is running wild, causing havoc over a long period of time, like those termites that I mentioned. Their destruction goes unnoticed in the person's body. Now we're gonna break down glucose. Now we're gonna explain it simply because here at Optimum Wellness Life, we ain't too fancy. And I'm not talking about no molecular structure, some neurons, some protons, and all them rons, right? About glucose. I can't pronounce half that mess anyway, but we're gonna make it simple. Glucose is derived from foods when it's broken down by the digestive process. And from there, it turns into fuel, which is required for our cells to function properly. We should know we are made up of cells, so without that glucose, we would not operate like we should, and it make life a lot difficult. Now, again, we're gonna go ahead and go back to the numbers. Approximately 8 million people are walking around in plain sight with type 2 diabetes without even knowing it. This is a person that's probably over 30, not taking a yearly exam, right? That's not a lifestyle habit. Here at Optimal Wellness, we tell you, please take one physical exam a year. We'll look extra, do 2, every 6 months until you're executing the optimal wellness life system taught by yours truly, Coach Cliff, at a high and consistent level. At that point, you just need to do 1. But now, since Type 2 diabetes symptoms don't really show themselves to disrupt and make life unbearable until the person maybe is approaching 40. But these days, it's actually getting a little lower. But that's when stuff really started to get real and people start to take it real serious. This person will probably take the physical exam, and that would expose them to the biomarker called HbA1c. But for short, it's A1C. You may ask, what's A1C and what does that test do? Now, A1C is a simple blood test that measures your average blood sugar levels over the past 3 months. Does this biomarker, as with all biomarker, has a range we need to be in? It's like a report card for the amount of sugar slash glucose running around in our blood. Our goals would be at least 4.8 to 5.6. But the optimal wellness standard is maximum 5.2 if you ask moi. I speak a little French. But anyway, we'll be doing some more, videos with that right in depth. We're gonna unpack this important biomarker along with so many other biomarkers. But this is a key biomarker for measuring type 2 diabetes. But we want to get that out there for your knowledge for now. Let's talk about solutions. Now, there's some short-term and long-term solutions, right? The short-term solution is to inject insulin prescribed by your medical doctor. Now, insulin is made naturally by pancreas. Its job, and one of its jobs, is to go ahead and get that glucose packed into the cells, right? The different cells, that needs glucose. It needs to get that insulin in, and the insulin's job is to do that. Now, this prescribed insulin that we're getting is synthetic insulin, right? And this, like I said, it helps force the glucose sugar into the cell, so the sugars ain't get chilling, hanging out, just doing nothing. When they do, they cause high A1C. I don't have a problem with this solution as a short-term solution, meaning probably less than a year at the most. This insulin injection solution is a bridge to get you across the most permanent solution, which is the whole food plant-based solution for type 2 diabetes. Now, we ain't bashful promoting this solution as a foundation for all chronic disease prevention and reversal. Consuming primarily fruits, veggies, grains, legumes, nuts, seeds, and water. And we are very intentful, right? People like to say, oh, you do things in moderation. We don't do things in moderation in optimal wellness life. We do things with intention. We strongly recommend 90% of your calories come from these whole food, plant-based sources. You may ask, you're going to be asking this a lot, why is the whole food plant-based solution the deal for this type 2 diabetes? Well, family, I'm going to give y'all a concise answer for this question. Whole food plant-based foods have many nutrients within them. Our bodies demand these nutrients in order to run at peak levels. The problem is we consume so little of these foods with these nutrients, it puts our bodies in a disease state. Our bodies demand it. If we don't get it, the body's going to get sick. That's why chronic disease is running rampant within many of us in the U.S. and around the world, I might add. But you don't have to worry about all the complications of what the nutrients do, because I tell you, there's some nutritional scientists that do this daily, some real guys that know all that molecules and all that stuff that we were talking about before. They don't know a lot of the stuff what these nutrients do. They just know the effect, the correlation, and say, we take these foods, majority of your nutritional management plan, it's better for you, and this is the result. They don't see disease, they don't observe disease, right? So a lot of them, they don't even know a lot of the compounds out there in these foods, whole food, plant-based foods. They say just eat them, and we see a correlation that when people eat the majority of these foods for their calories, they don't get sick. But again, you don't have to worry about all that. Just consume a variety of types of these foods, and these foods will do all the difficult, complicated work for you. You stick to it, and those A1C numbers, as mentioned earlier, will be in optimal range in no time. Now, be patient now. Be patient. It might take a little while. Don't give up. This is not a quick fix deal, right? This is a lifestyle plan, right? Anyway, we'll do more videos explaining why whole food plant-based eating or management plans the way to go. Now let's talk about a few of the consequences if you continue to let type 2 diabetes go unchecked. Now, There's a few negative effects of leaving this condition unchecked. There's a lot, but we're going to discuss a few. Here's some horrible results, right? Like I said before, earlier that homeowner got that basement in mind, and that contractor swings a hammer, and boom, he finds a live termite infestation. In many cases, they don't have no clue. And by the time they do, the situation where they might have to rip out and place all the wood in their homes. Now, let's go ahead and have that example of reference. Our bodies are like these homes, and the termites are like the sugar and glucose running amok in them. If we don't recognize this infestation in time. I can't pronounce that word, but it's all good. We possibly might have a situation where our organs no longer work. The pancreas is overworking because it's pumping out so much insulin and so much sugar, our kidney, all that stuff. We'll get to that a little later. All right, we might have to take drastic measures to go ahead and keep our bodies functioning. Now, like I said, keep that example in mind. Ignorance is bliss. I want to add to that saying, right? Ignorance is bliss until you have to chop off your leg because the sugar, glucose has rotted it out. Which brings me to the first potential negative effect, which is amputation. I know folks that got stuff amputated, right? So I'm not making the stuff up. Just imagine you have to hop around on one leg because of your ignorance. I said ignorance is not bliss. Ignorance is painful. The person's quality of life is drastically reduced. Another one is having to do a dialysis a few times a week. Maybe I don't know what dialysis is. Sounds like an easy medical procedure. You won't ask somebody that's going through it. They will tell you otherwise. The reason dialysis is required because this person's kidneys no longer work. Now, if you don't know what the roles of kidneys, short and sweet of it is, it's like a filter. It removes waste products from the blood via our urine. I mean, look, there are many bad effects of having type 2 diabetes that we just don't have enough time to get into. We just want to kind of give you a little bit of appetizer so you know what it is, right? So, I mean, look, unfortunately, most of us are ignorant of the result of our conduct until it's too late. That's why optimal wellness is here. We are sick and tired of this status. We ain't letting it slide no more now. Let's say you going to a destination and on your way, somebody calls you because they in the helicopter. They see what's going on. I said my buddy heading over there. I see what's going on. I ain't going on there because what's going on over there is some crazy stuff. The crazy stuff, when they get there, they're going to be filled with agony, pain, and torment. Now, you trust this person's advice and take action to reverse your course the other way because this person in the helicopter is giving you evidence that, hey, what they saying is supporting their claim. They just not making it up. So we're going to go and get that example and just make it like this. Well, if you haven't thought about it yet, Coach Cliff is in that helicopter telling you to stop. Reverse your route and not go to the destination of type 2 diabetes country. That's a beatdown, I'm telling you. And the place is not good now. And I'm telling you what, we want to get avoided. We want to get away from it. We want to reverse our course. But we got to know that we continue on the path we're going, don't change the way and reverse course. We're going to be headed there, right? Anyway, to start that reversal of course, let's go ahead and get you some initial steps to go ahead and start that journey. Step you want to do is get that physical exam. Again, we'll be promoting this all day, every day. The most important thing about our physical exam, it will involve generic or general blood testing, which will measure the A1C, aka the glucose floating around in your bloodstream or in our bloodstream, right? If you can't get the exam, you can go to a blood testing center, and if you want to just do A1C, you can do it. But if you haven't got a blood exam, we definitely recommend getting the general one, right? It will get other biomarkers. Now, second step is to review the results with your doctor and create a plan of action to reduce that glucose in your bloodstream. As stated earlier, this will probably include at the onset insulin medication to get that glucose jammed up in your cells. Maybe on the third step, the medical doctor says you need to change your diet we don't like to say diet here. We like to say nutritional management plan because diet just kind of says something short term. That's the problem. What's going on with this country, right? We just say diet and do it for a little bit, and then we get our results, get skinny, and then get back to having being unhealthy. But here, this is where you're going to take control now. You're going to take control back of your health by implementing this nutritional management plan, which involves incorporating with a goal with at least 90% of your calories from whole food plant-based sources. The beautiful thing about nutritional plan is that you're not counting calories. It's not some algebra geometry, some nonsense that they got us showing the negative max and this and that nonsense. It's easy and it's practical and you can do it forever, right? And you're going to see a result, that I know. After a few months, you have a problem, y'all. You might need to get some new clothes, not because you're getting too fat. It's because those clothes don't fit anymore. They too baggy. So you head to your medical doctor just with feeling good, but you're showing off your new clothes. You're going to take that blood test to check that A1C amongst other biomarkers. And you run around with the new clothes with the size that was similar to where you was acting the fool running around in high school. The fifth step, we're going to review those results like we did in the first step, but there's a high probability that your A1C and other biomarkers are rocking in the optimal wellness life zone. At this point, the medical doctor may take you off of insulin. There'd be no need to have you on insulin if your A1C is low, but you let the doctor decide that because we're not doctors over here. Sixth step, you don't like this step. We're going to start to live life to the fullest because you are the master of your health. You dictate your health status by your lifestyle management plans. Now, I tell you what, if you are requiring support to take back control of your health, you know what you got to do. Holler at Coach Cliff so we can do a quick little meeting. See if you're a good fit for the coaching programs that we have. I want to tell you, we don't want no punks. I'm tough and I'm direct because chronic diseases, when they are in our bodies, they're enemies that have taken over territory. You think this tough and serious enemy of chronic diseases, do you think they're going to easily give back the territory they took over? You forget that. So in order to remove chronic diseases from our bodies, only a force that is tougher and strong can do it. And guess what? You are that force, but it's a mindset change. It's a deal to where you have to understand like this enemy is not playing. They're out to take and kill. So hey, that's where we stand, right? Coach Cliff, want to holler at me? Understand this. Like I said, we don't want no punks. You got to come with it. And like I said, this chronic disease, they ain't taking no shorts. But anyway, check out the description, our website information info, and then hey, show some Cliff some love. Go ahead and subscribe, share, comment, and like this video. Coach Cliff, I'm telling you, I really love these videos, love producing these videos, and I just appreciate y'all watching it. And we look forward to producing more videos so we can take back control of our health to live life to the fullest. I'll check y'all later.